Her attention was suddenly drawn out of her self-pitying thoughts and directed to another figure out in the foggy neighborhood. That was strange. Usually nobody was out as early as she was, and normally her guard would automatically go up, but this individual strangely drew her in. The person was a young-looking boy, probably a child or a preteen. She found the only thing she could really process about his appearance was his age and just the color white. His clothes looked like pale variations of gray, his skin also being very pale, and even his wild unruly hair was sheer white. She was worried at the thought of a child out alone at this time of the morning, and she began approaching him. He was leaning against the signpost of her street, the still very present fog rolling around him in an ominously spectral way. Still, despite the hair on her arms raising and the goosebumps spreading throughout her body, she advanced on, albeit cautious. "Hello? Are you all right? Where's your mother, little one?" Her voice carried the same sweet and airy tone, the same tone that got her blacklisted by her female peers back in high school. There was a moment of uneasy silence between them, before he finally looked up at her. This was the moment her blood froze over in horror. His eyes were definitely not human, them being a terrifying pitch black with clashing white irises that pierced straight into her like daggers. It was also clear her assumption about him being a child was wrong, as his eyes showed more seasoned intelligence than even her father held. Chills rippled through her body, but she couldn't find the power or the will to run away. It was like she was frozen in place by his eyes alone. "Yes, I'm sure you'll do nicely. My dear sister shall be pleased to have you in her collection," he hummed almost robotically, as though he didn't understand how to properly emote with his tone of voice. But she definitely processed the carefree look in his eyes and his ecstatic slight smirk on his face. What are you?" was all she could strain to speak. She was trying to ask what he meant, but it seemed her mind thought this question was only fitting. "My sister has been incredibly sad lately, and I know she wouldn't want to continue our game. But I think it's time to make things ever more interesting for her, starting with you."